Aloha there, and we are going back to the grind. The learning grind. Trying to figure out what am I reading and what I am learning for y'all. Okay. Transportation, infrastructure. I remember spaceport. Spaceport. That's the last place. Spaceport. Now, infrastructure, that's where we left off. But spaceport, I still think about spaceport, but there's not much questions I have since there's lack of pictures and probably lack of other stuff. I mean, look, the biggest military in the world, U.S., has just recently, back in 2019, had their own space force, and even then, it's still really small compared to everything. But then again, I mean, it's comparing the biggest of the biggest. So yeah, I don't know. I'll probably just read probably Wiki about Space Force if that time comes. I don't know, sometime. But yeah, space is cool. However, when it comes to space forces, I'm not sure. Time will tell. Time will tell. But infrastructure, communication. Tamil Nadu has four mobile service providers, namely BSNL, Airtel, Joel, and V Vodafone Idea. BSNL provides 2G and 3G mobile internet connections. Alrighty. Then it goes along over here. Oh, few others are providing high-speed fiber optic Broadway connection in many cities and rural areas across Tamil Nadu. The government is planning to lay 5,000 no 55,000 kilometers of optic fiber cable across the state and provide high-speed internet up to 1 gigabits and connect all the corporations, municipalities, town pop-shots, and village pot-shots. This infrastructure would also benefit all the government departments, entrepreneurs, and individual homes. So it is expanding. Energy. Tamil Nadu has the third largest installed power generation capacity in the country. The Kopcom nuclear power plant, North thermal plant, Naval lignite power plant, many hydroelectric plants, including Buder Dam, hundreds of windmills, and the Namro natural gas plants are major sources of Tamil Nadu's electricity. Hmm. Hmm. The state generates a significant proportion of the popular needs from renewable sources, with wind power installed capacity at over 7,154 MW. Not entirely sure what it is, but accounting for 38% of total installed wind power in India, it is presently added to the Kundalam nuclear power plant to its energy grid, with completion would be the largest atomic power plant in the country with 2,000 MW installed capacity. The total installed capacity of electricity in the state by January 2014 was 20,716 MW. Okay. Tamil Nadu ranks first nationwide in diesel-based thermal electricity generation, with national market share of over 34%. I still remember that. I still remember them not having the symbol, so still strange. Still weirded out. Still baffled. Tamil Nadu has become a state facing severe power shortages over the recent years due to lack of new power generation projects and delay in commercial power generation at Kundakom Atomic Power Project. Alrighty. From the current 17 million dollars installed solar power, Tamil Nadu state government's new policy aims to increase the installed capacity of 3,000 megawatts by 2016. Was commissioned by Arcane Power in Koltho. Okay, with generate capacity. Ooh, it is the world's sixth largest as of 2018 solar park. So, solar energy is really big, big norm. Okay, wind farm in Minapol and Al. Okay, R Al Alamoltsi, Alamoltsi region near Nagarkol, and Kamuth solar power project. Looking how big and expensive the solar power is, along with wind power. So yeah, and don't forget the dams for hydroelectric power, or I think water power. Hydroelectric just makes it more impressive. I could guess that's the case, especially when I think about the Hoover Dam and then promoting back in the Great Deal days with saying the hydroelectric power of the future and such. Anywho, culture. Tamil Nadu is known for its rich tradition of literature, art, music, dance, which continue to flourish today. Tamil Nadu is the land most known for its monumental ancient Hindu temples and classical form of dance. But classical form of dance, Bharata Natyam, unique culture features like Bharatam Tam dance, Tanjore painting, Tamil agriculture was developed and continued to be practiced in Tamil Nadu. Alright. So, the state flag for Tamil Nadu was unilaterally proposed by the government of Tamil Nadu in the 1970s. I think it's just showing the emblem, the coat of arms, because it has the flags pretty much here. Under our culture, literature. Tamil written literature has existed for over 2,300 years. The period of Tamil literature, Sangam literature is roughly dated from say 300 BC through 300 CE. This is under what is in the history when it comes to the region. Alright, it's one of the oldest in literature amongst all others. Okay, I'll keep that in mind when it comes to other states. The earliest epigraphic records found on rock edicts and hero stones date from around the 3rd century BCE. Most early Tamil literacy works are in verse forms, prose not becoming more common until later years. Okay. The collection, 2,381 poems composed, 473 poets, 102 of whom remain anonymous. The Sangam literature also deals with human relations and emotions. The available literature from the period was categorized and compiled in the 10th century. Okay. Much of Tamil grammar is extensively described as the oldest known grammar book of Tamil language. Okay. Traditional Tamil grammar consists of 5 parts, namely, already, Lotu, Sol, Porlu, Apu, and Ani. Of these, the last 2 are mostly applied in poetry. Notable example of Tamil poetry includes the Durkala, written by Tervalvar. Okay. In 1578, the Portuguese published the Tamil book in Old Tamil script named Thambron Vankam, thus making Tamil the first Indian language to be printed and published. Damn. Tamil lexicon, published by the University of Madras, is the first among the dictionaries published in the Indian language. During the Indian independence movement, many Tamil poets and writers sought to provoke national spirit, social equality, and secularist thoughts among the common people. Notably, Sabram, Bafla, and Bharathism. Festivals and traditions. Oh yeah, let's see, is there anything? Yeah, there's this 7th century paintings in the Sinthoth cave in Baraki under literature. Yeah, I think base picture is not really corresponding. But we'll see. Festivals and traditions. Well, remember, Gujarat has the most festivals in all Indian states. But what about Tamil Nadu? Pongal, also called Tanzir or Thirunal Festival of Tamils. Okay, elsewhere in India, 4-day harvest festival is one of the most widely celebrated festivals throughout Tamil Nadu. The Tamil language saying the Thai Prandas ones Parakam, literally meaning the birth of the month of the Thai will pave the way of the new opportunities. Yeah, let me get a drink of water. Okay, is often quoted by the reference in the festival. The first day, Virgo is celebrated by throwing away the destroying old clothes and materials by setting them on fire to mark the end of the old and emergence of the new. The second day, Surla Pongo is the main day, which falls on the first day of the 10th month of time. Okay, the third day, Month Pongo is meant to offer thanks to the cattle as they provide milk and are used to plow the lands. Jalakatu is a bull taming contest, marks the main event of the day. Alright. During this final day, the word Karn means to view in Tamil. In 2011, the Madras High Court bench ordered cockfight at Sandara and Makdor Malgam villages permitted during the Pongal festival while disposing of the petition filed attempting to ban the cockfight. That's part one of the Tamil and the counter. Okay. Counter. Yeah, this is a lot to take in because it's following different calendars. So, the Third calendar is 31 years ahead of the Gregorian calendar, i.e., an example would be Gregorian 2000 is Third 2031. Arapoko is celebrating the 8th day of the Tamil month, Ara, which celebrates the rise of the water levels in the river Kavi. Apart from the major festivals in every village and town of Tamil Nadu, the inhabitants celebrate festivals for local gods once a year, and the time varies from place to place. Most of the festivals are related to the goddess Maduranam, the mother goddess of the rain. Other major Hindu festivals, including Deepavali, that of Nagarasu, Adu Puja, Sandara Puja, Ayu Bakum, Apatanam, Krishna. Alright, a lot of these, along with when I celebrate Muslims, whereas Christmas, Good Friday, Easter are celebrated by Christians in the States. Not entirely everybody, but some people. And Makoram, a bathing festival at Kambaknam is Tamil Nadu, is celebrated once in 12 years. People from all corners of the country come to Kambaknam for the festival. This festival is also called Konam of the South, or Kambanmala. Kambanama. Ooh, boy, boo. And we have cuisines. And what the hell? There's not much. Alright. Cuisine. Thukudi is the place of the origin of Thukudi and Macaroon. Taranatha is known for its wheat hull. Salem is renowned for its unique Mongols. Mandara is the place of origin for the milk desert Jakartha, while Pathan is known for the Pampertha, Idas, Dulces, and Salad is quite common throughout the state. Coffee and tea are the staple drinks. Alright. I'm still gonna look food from Tamil Nadu, but you know, other things when it comes to things to travel, festivals, especially travel. I figured that's something new I could do in order to get a grasp. Media, music. In terms of modern sign music, Idayadra was the prominent composer of the film music in Tamil cinema during the late 1970s and 1980s. Tamil folk lyricalism and introduced broader Western musical sensibilities to the Southern Indian mainstream. The mainstream. Tamil Nadu is also the home of the double Oscar winner A.R. Rahman, who has composed film music in Tamil, Tangola, Hindu, in English, and Chinese films. He was once referred to Time magazine as the Mozart of Madras. M.S. Supra was the first position to be awarded by the Bharat Ratna, India's highest civilian honor. Damn. So A.R. Rahman. Wow, actually makes a lot of films. Okay, film industry. I know this guy. But Tamil Nadu is the home of the Tamil film industry, nicknamed as Hollywood, which is released the most films in India in 2013. The term Hollywood is blended of Kundambakam and Hollywood. Tamil cinema is one of the largest industries of films productions in India. This says this before. The other wiki about Gujarat and its film industry, but Okay, to introduce cinema ticket prices are regulated by the government. Single screen theaters may charge a maximum of 50 Raj, which theaters with more than 3 screens may charge a maximum of 120 Raj per ticket. The first silent film in Tamil, Kachka Vadham, was made in 1916. The first talkie was the multilingual film Kaladas, which released in 31st October 1931, barely 7 months after India's first talking picture, Alamara Swam Akun Vincent, was built in the first cinema in South India in Kolbatawara, introduced the concept of tent cinema, in which tent was erected in a stretch of open land close to a town or village to screen films. The first of the kind was established in Madras called Edison Grand's Cinema Megaphone. This was due to the fact that electric carbons were used for motion picture projectors. So you have MG Ramchand was the first actor turned chief minister in India. He was awarded the Bharat Ratna, India's highest civilian honor. Yeah. Television industry. There are more than 30 television channels of various genres in Tamil, DD, Podhinga, Dovrachna, Tamil language regional channel was launched on 14 April 1983. The first private Tamil channel run TV network was founded in 1993 in Tamil Nadu. The television industry is influenced by politics, and the majority of the channels are owned by politicians or people with political links. The government of Tamil Nadu distributed free television to families in 2006 at an estimated cost of 3.6 billion Raj, US 45 million USD, of which has led to higher penetration of TV services. Cable used to be preferred mode of reaching homes controlled by the government-run operator Aruj Cable from the early 2010s. Direct to home has become increasingly popular, replacing cable television services. Tamil television serials form a major prime time source of entertainment and are directed usually by one director, unlike American television series, which often several directors and writers work together. So it seems more not just independent but individualized when it comes to works. Actually, it does explain why there's a lot of different states making their own cinema compared to the US, where it's all centralized in Hollywood. Because before that, you had a bunch of people making their own televisions in the East Coast, but because of Edison, all of them were sent to California, in a desert place known as Hollywoodland, which later just became Hollywood. Sports. Kabaddi, also known as Sadu Gunde, is recognized as a state game in Tamil Nadu. The traditional sports of Tamil Nadu include Silambam, a Tamil martial arts played with a long bamboo staff, cockfight, Jalakattu. What is this? Oh. It's a traditional event in which a ball such as the Pelklam or column breeds is released to a crowd of people. Multiple human participants attempt to grab the large hump of the bull's back at both arms and hang. Oh, god damn, son. A bull taming sport famous on festival occasions. Ox wagon racing, known as Rakala kite flying, is also known as Badam Vintav Goal, is the game with marbles. Adopoli, the goat and tiger game, and Kabaddi, also known as Sadugadu. Most of these traditional sports are associated with festivals of land like Thai Pongal, mostly played in rural areas, as is Knockoff Konam World Champion from 2002 to 2016. Okay. Stadium's International Cricket Ground. 50,000 houses to Tamil Nadu Cricket Association. And then you have all these names mixing to the sports. The MRF Pace Foundation in Chennai is the popular fast bowling academy for pace bowlers all over the world. Cricket consists between local clubs Franchises and teams are popular in the state. Chennai Super Kings represent the city of Chennai in the Indian Premier League, a popular 2020 number league. The Super Kings are the second most popular team in the league with 4 IPL and 2 SLT 20 titles. Notable sportspersons from Tamil Nadu. Okay, yeah, this bloke, that bloke, this bloke, that block, this other bloke, this gentleman, Raj, la presidente, this guy, ooh, this guy on the left, and these gals from the right. Oh yeah, sports. So I realize there's a lot of community things doing here. Jesus, damn. I am jelly. But then again, I was jelly before when I was reading about Gujarat and talking about the amount of festivals people celebrate. Tennis is also a popular sport in Tamil Nadu with notable international players including Ramesh Krishna, Ramnath Krishna, Vijay Amrechra. Okay, there's a lot more people. The first Indian woman to play the Grand Slam tournament also hails to the state. Okay, ADP Chennai Open Tournament is held in Chennai every January. Alrighty. In the stadium, Nakam Tennis Stadium, the Tamil Nadu Hockey Association is the governing body of hockey in the state. Y'all even have hockeys, motherfuckers. Wow. No, I think this is the field hockey they're referring to. Because, yeah, you had this, but I'm thinking, It said motorsport, so, yeah. Alright, I figured there's a lot more things to go on. Oh, yeah, man, I'm almost finished. So, let me look at the time just to sure. So, yeah, I can finish up much of this next time, and look at videos that talk about the whole wonderful states of Tamil Nadu, particularly when it comes to travel, because, yeah, the more I learn about India, the more interesting things I admire in learning about the culture, compared to American culture. Comparing and contrasting. Anywho,